Good morning, boys and girls. Sarah from Texas Roadhouse in Longmont, Colorado here. So sorry we weren't around last week. The kids and I actually went on a trip to go see my family out in Oregon. And don't worry, we were extra careful and brought a whole big thing of disinfecting wipes with us and used them everywhere we went. We got a couple funny looks at the airport, but that's okay. Our safety is the first priority. And we got to see my 91-year-old grandpa and my brother and my sister and their families. So that was definitely a lot of fun. And we are back today. We are going to catch up on calendar. We're changing things up just a little bit. And I have another challenge for you. And this one is either a writing challenge or an arts and crafts challenge. You get to choose how you do it. But it's to help out the community. We're going to tie that all in with a new book that we just got in the mail, and I'm so excited about some of the happy mail that we've gotten with some new books. And so today, calendar is going to look a little different. I have it written in the month, we are in the month of July. How we're in the month of July already is beyond me. This year, for being stuck at home so much, has gone by really, really quickly. I need your help. We have left some of these blank. Scoot this forward a little bit. We have left some of these blank and we are going to fill them in with the color blue. We are doing a new pattern, okay? And I want you to see if you can help me fill in the numbers and if you can help figure out what the pattern is. That's why we're doing it with markers today.
Mom.
Yes?
It goes, blue, red, blue.
No. Well, this is green.
Oh, green,
red. Okay, so boys and girls, what number is missing? We have 1, 2. What number goes here? 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then boys and girls, today is Monday, I almost grabbed the wrong color. Monday the 13th. Ooh, that one's not working. This one. Ooh, I will have to rewrite that one because that's not very nice handwriting. So boys and girls, I want you to repeat after me. Today is Monday.
Today is Monday.
July 13th.
July 13th.
2020.
2020.
Today is Monday.
Today is Monday. Today is Monday.
Yesterday was Sunday.
Yesterday was Sunday.
Tomorrow will be Tuesday.
Tomorrow will be Tuesday.
Good. Okay, boys and girls. So if you look up here, we have 3 different colors. So we have an ABC pattern today. That means that it goes ABC, ABC. So we repeat those same 3 colors. So what is the pattern today? Declan, come over here and look at the pattern.
Mama, no.
Wow, your writing is beautiful. So it goes green, red, blue. Green, red, blue. Green, red, blue. Green, red, blue. Today is green. What would tomorrow be?
Blue.
Well, what's after green? Red. Tomorrow will be red. And if today is the number 13, tomorrow will be 14. Good. Okay, boys and girls, so I would like you to count down from 13 all the way to 1 with me. Ready? 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then down to 0. Boys and girls, the number 13 has one group of 10, so 10, and 3 ones, so 10, 11, 12, 13. That's how you count using the counting on method. You read how many 10s there are and then how many ones there are and you count on. instead of counting all the way from 1, 2, 3, instead of counting that way, you can read 10 with 3 ones, 10, 11, 12, 13. So then tomorrow is the 14th, so there's one group of 10s and 4 ones.
Could I count the letters?
You'd like to count the numbers too?
Yeah.
Here, Must, let your brother have a turn. Okay, count with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
5,
8, 9, 10, 11,
6.
12, 13.
Oh, good job. We need to work on counting a little bit more slowly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7,
8, 9,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13.
13. So
1,
I am
2,
using
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13.
10,
10,
11,
11,
12,
12,
13. So I actually point to each number, especially when I'm working with Declan. Turn around. Well, especially when I'm working with Declan, because when you point to one thing as you count it, so you go 1, 2, 3, that is called a one-to-one correspondence. Can you count the correct number of things by pointing to the correct number? So we go 1, 2, 3. So in this case, there are 2 people. 1, 2. That is one-to-one correspondence.
You mean 3 people?
Well, sister's over there.
Yeah.
We can't see her on screen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And this is a person.
Okay, Mouse, come here. Run over here real quick.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. That's counting 3 objects. Come here.
4.
Okay, so boys and girls, go stand over there. Thank
No,
you.
I want to be your teacher.
Okay, I will have you back over here in a minute, okay? Okay, so something that Molly doesn't know that we're doing today is we are partnering up with one of our neighbors because we've been doing...
What is that letter?
We'll talk about it in a second. We've been doing lots of reading around here, and sometimes, especially with the library having different hours, we're still going to check the library and see if we can check things out yet, because we desperately miss the library and all the librarians. But we want to make sure that we are still reading, so we are working with one of our neighbors, and we are going to be trading some of our books. So Molly is going to read some of Asher's books, and Asher is going to read some of Molly's books, so they can keep practicing, and it's kind of like going to the neighbor's library instead. So that will be definitely a fun thing. Molly, can you help everybody remember what we talk about when we read? You can help me with that in a minute, okay?
No, wait, no.
What things do we look and talk about in a story? Go.
The characters.
What are the characters?
The characters are the people in the story.
Good. Okay, what about this?
The setting is the outside or the inside.
The setting, the outside or the inside, she means where the story took place. So the characters are who the story is about.
100.
Good job. And the setting is where the story took place. And then something else we talk about is the beginning. Molly, say beginning.
Beginning.
The middle.
The middle.
And the end.
The end.
And something we're starting to talk about, because more of her books are starting to have these, are problems and solutions. So what is the problem? Stop. What is the problem in the story, and how did they fix their problem? Okay, so we are going to go ahead and read. Please go sit down, both of you. Please go sit down. This is one of our new books. The kids have not read this one yet, so I'm really excited. It's called The Invisible Web. If you would like to hold on to that, that's fine, but you need to sit your tushy down. The Invisible Web, a story celebrating love and universal connection. It is by Patrice Karst, illustrated by Joanne Liu of Retha. No. Then get a blanket. Okay, this is going to be part of our challenge, so I really want you to listen. I really want you to listen, Deck. This is a great story. The very best news ever has begun to spread all over the world, one heart at a time. Shout it from the mountaintops. Every single one of us is connected to those we love by invisible strings. That means Giovanna and her daddy are always together even though he moved to a new house. Omar can feel the tugs of love from his parents even though he is living far away at school. Mr. Chang feels Mrs. Chang close by even though she died such a very long time ago. And you, at this very moment, may feel the string of someone close to you, even though they aren't there. You can't see it, but it's real.
Mama, I wanna see it on this page.
Do you see the string?
Yeah.
Connected to somebody? This one has a bird carrying the string.
Oh. Mama, I wanna see the rainbow.
Our strings...
I wanna see the rainbow.
I'll show it to you when we're done reading.
Okay.
Our strings reach to everyone we know. They travel far and wide to family and friends, classmates and coaches, to bus drivers and babysitters, neighbors and pets, to aunts and uncles, and grandparents and grandchildren, and countless other people. And all of those have hundreds of strings. Can you see all of the strings in the picture? Soaring high over rocky peaks and across the 7 seas, deep into jungles and valleys, and winding through the busiest of cities, all these strings crisscross one another and create a nest that covers the planet, interlacing us together, cradling us forever.
Mama, it has to be sideways.
The invisible web. Not this page. This page is meant to be up and down. Isn't that neat that they changed it?
Just like princesses don't wear glasses, there's a page in the pumpkin patch where
That is a great text-to-text connection. Molly made a connection to another story we've read. The web has no borders. Put them out of your mouth, unless it's bedtime. And wraps every continent within it lives butterflies and flowers, starfish and seahorses, lions and ants, rivers and snowstorms, and all human beings. Giovanna, Omar, Mr. Chang, and of course, you and me too. Aren't these illustrations beautiful? Some say it even reaches to our ancestors and those we cherish in the beyond. One tug on a string sends love. One tug on a string sends love to every one of us woven together in this divine tapestry. And that means just one good deed travels across the entire web. Everything is linked. See how everything is linked?
Yeah. But how can it not see my car?
Exactly. I'm getting super frustrated, so I'm going to hold on to this.
No.
Then take it over to that side of the room, please. But sometimes folks forget. When they can't feel their strings, they forget about our invisible web. And that's when strings get tangled up. Like when lonely Louisa isn't invited to sit with anyone at her school at lunchtime. Or when sad Stefano wishes his friend Marco wasn't so bossy when they played. Or when Miss Patel struggles at work without help and she just wants to quit. Have you ever felt those feelings that somebody's been too bossy or not kind?
Where's the thing that goes to this wheel?
We'll talk about it in a minute. Even violence and war can erupt when too many of us forget the web. When strings are ignored, they become weak and begin to unravel. But the more people who care for the web, the stronger it remains. So when people forget, not great things happen. But when people remember the web and care about the web, they are working together to care for their community. So this person is handing out soup like at a soup kitchen, and these people are protesting peacefully about something that they don't agree with, and these people are holding hands and being strong together. Awesome. The web feels like every parent
Like,
I'm going to start that page over. The web feels like every parent since the beginning of time, holding and protecting each one of us in millions of gentle arms. What could be stronger than all those hands holding us close? So many supportive fingers can always find a way to untangle strings so that love can flow again. But it's up to every one of us to spread the word. Our time is right now. You need to walk away right now. Exactly. As we tell our family and friends, sisters will remind brothers, who will write to cousins, who will call their great-grandparents, who will just nod and smile as if they've always known. If we remember the web and tug at it often, nobody will ever be left out. We will see others more clearly. The people of the world will look into each other's eyes. They will smile at one another. And when one of them cries, they will all want to help. And they do. Marcos apologizes to Stefano, who forgives his friend, and they have even more fun playing. Someone helps Mrs. Patel at work and tells her what a great job she's doing. She remembers that she's important and feels happy. And Luisa feels warm and bubbly inside when a few of the kids in class ask her to join them under the banyan tree for lunch. She knows right then that the invisible web is real. So boys and girls, remember we read How to Fill Your Bucket? And this book is a lot like that. It's our job to help fill other people's buckets, to pull at those strings, to remind people that they are important and that they are cared about and that they are loved. After school, Luisa cries with joy as she strokes her cat, who purrs the news to the stars, and the stars whisper the secret to the clouds, who share it with the songbirds, who serenade the world with their exquisite melody of love at the start of each morning and all during the day, until, as the invisible web glitters in the magic of twilight, the owls take over and hoot the news throughout the night. The invisible web is alive. Its time is right now. It breathes as we breathe, pulsating all over the earth, the single heartbeat of life and love. And do you know what that makes all of us? Do you have a guess? What does that make all of us? One very big family. And then the author wrote a note. She said, P.S. I just love being right here in the very middle of the invisible web with you. So I love this book. I think it's beautifully written and beautifully illustrated, and it is a great connection to how to fill a bucket, and it is our job, boys and girls, it is our job to make sure that we are telling people how we feel in a kind way, and we are standing up for the others that may not be treated the way they're supposed to be treated. It is every single person's job to do their part. And boys and girls, because of the invisible web, my challenge for you today is actually writing or drawing a card to some of those in our community who may not have been, who may be having to social distance by themselves, and they may be feeling lonely like Luisa was, or sad like Stefano was, just frustrated like Lupita was. And we want everybody to feel included. And so my challenge for you today is taking us back to how we address the envelopes. I have an address over here on this paper, and my challenge is to write a card to a senior who gets Meals on Wheels delivered, or draw a card, draw a picture, anything that you are comfortable with, especially for the younger ones. Draw a picture. For the big kids, I challenge you to address the envelope. So we're gonna talk about that real quick. Okay, so here is my challenge. This is our envelope. See, addressing an envelope. Remember, in the top left corner, you put your name, and your address. In this case, I did Andy the Armadillo, which is the Texas Roadhouse address. And because we want to make sure that if it can't get to this address, they know who to return it to. And then this is the address of, this is the name of who we're sending it to. So in this case, we're sending it to Meals on Wheels. And this is the Meals on Wheels address here in Longmont. 910 space Longs Avenue. And this is the abbreviation for Avenue, AVE. Longmont, Colorado, 80501. And boys and girls, this picture that I drew up here, this is where the top right corner is where you put the stamp. If the stamp goes here, that way, that is how you pay for the mailman to deliver the package or the envelope to the Meals on Wheels Center. And my challenge to you, awesome, I'm glad you found your fire truck. My challenge to you is to write a letter or a card or draw a picture, send it to a senior at the Meals on Wheels. They are sending them out because there are many seniors who are feeling left out and sad because they've been alone for a really long time and they haven't even been getting their meals quite the same. A lot of people, delivery drivers would normally talk to them a lot more, and they're not able to do that nearly as much to keep everybody safe. So my challenge to you, help your community. Reach out to somebody you know, somebody you love, and in this case, a senior in your community, to make them feel special and tell them that we appreciate them. I look forward to seeing you later this week. Bye.